Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Home and Loan Show. Got that right the first time around. My name is Sivan Sinadere. I'm here with my lovely co-host Swarv Masan from Affinity Mortgage Solutions and Kapil as well. And today we're joined by a very special guest. We've got Isabel Gabriella from First National Excalibur. Thank you, Isabel, for coming on the show with us today.
Thanks, guys, for having me. It's really exciting to be here.
Yeah, much appreciated, much appreciated. So I guess we wanted to start off with the customers or our clients out there who kind of don't know about B lending. Could you kind of give us a rundown about what the differences are between A and B sides, just for people that don't know?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're an alternative solution for clients who don't fit in with the A schedule banks. We offer extended ratios, Bruce credit, client alternative document solution for clients who are business for self. We have a lender fee, and we also have a higher risk tolerance than the regular schedule banks.
Yeah. See, that's a big key point for us. This year especially, Isabel, is how we've been shifting from A to B, and you guys have been a big driver for our business and what we do, right? Especially now more than ever. It's been a good relationship. That's why we wanted to have Isabel on today, I think, right, guys?
For sure, absolutely. And I think as a realtor myself, we work with a lot of different clients, from like first-time home buyers to business owners to investors. And let's just break down exactly the terms you mentioned. Like, what exactly does a B-level lender do? How do they help clients that's different, and how does that compare to an A-level lender?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So typically when a client goes to an A lender, it's traditional documents. So if they are business for self, they would be asking for notice of assessments, T1 generals, documents of that sort, stuff that is reported properly to the government. An alternative lender looks at alternative solutions. So we look at something called stated income, and if they are business for self, we look at their bank statements and we calculate their annual income that way, and we subtract expenses to get a net income of what they're actually bringing home on an annual basis. Yeah. We also offer extended ratios, which gives your clients that, let's just say they are traditional documents, right? But they don't fit into the 3944 at the banks. We offer 50-50, so it gives your clients that peace of mind that if they are going to purchase a property, they have that additional buying power available to them on our side.
Absolutely. And then to break that down, that's referring to your GDS and your TDS ratios.
Absolutely, yes.
Right? That refer to how much you're spending versus how much your mortgage is going to be. And you mentioned something there with the extended ratios. I work with a lot of first-time home buyers. Right now, they're all talking about how over the last few years, they've been saving so much. They want to make the best of the fact that home prices are down after so long with less demand, and they aren't able to get qualified from the bank because the ratios just don't work. And that's really somewhere you guys can come in, and it's so helpful for them.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, I got a quick example of just how First Nat Excalibur has been able to help us this year is with definitely BFS. I mean, we do a lot of BFS, I think, sort of at Affinity. Even with first-time home buyers, if they're coming in as a first-time home buyer and they're self-employed, 6 months bank statements, master business license, and a couple invoices, and a self-declared letter that we fill out for them. That's all it takes to get things done there, which is amazing because those same clients having to go to a Schedule A bank, even on First Nat's A side, maybe they're going to ask for the T1s, they're going to ask for CFA certified accountant documents, things like that that we can't, most of these people can't provide those things, right? It's just way easier to get it done. I had a client who was looking for a First Nat line of credit, also a niche product that you guys have, which is pretty cool. We were able to get them qualified for $220K. He had two separate business accounts. Sarah Thompson was awesome on Excalibur side. She reviewed both sets of documents for 6 months. Are we at 12 months now?
Nope, we're still at 6.
Okay, that's
amazing.
Even better. Most banks are Schedule B are going to 12. So First Nat's still at 6. She reviewed the 6 months for each one, and she got it done within a couple days. So nothing but like raving reviews, I'd say, about First Nat's Excalibur side.
And I can say to that as well, because most of my B business goes to Excalibur, right? I call Isabel and she's able to help me out on whatever I need, right? And I know even with a couple of my team members, we've called you in the past for very complicated deals and you've got it done. And if it's a no, they're going to say it straight up, right? Which I love about that.
Right.
And they've just been a pleasure to work with, especially Sarah as well on the underwriting side. So you guys have been amazing, and I'm looking forward to sending even more business in the future to you guys for sure.
Well, we definitely love our partnership with Affinity Mortgages. Like, you guys are a great supporter. We work great together. We're continuing to grow our partnership year over year, and we're just out to do whatever we can for you guys. Absolutely.
Yeah, hey, we appreciate that. I mean, year to date, it's been, nonstop. Big shift from last year, right? I think today, March 17th, 2023, this time last year, First Nat wasn't really in the picture for us because we were putting everything through Schedule A, Excalibur, I should say, rather. But now, it's been a huge shift with rates going up and possibly going up again in the next couple of months or so. We're gonna need that partnership. What are you seeing, Isabel, right now, just in terms of like market share versus with Schedule A? Because you've got a Schedule A side directly connected to you. What's that shift looking like? What has it been like in the last couple of months? And do you see it kind of carrying forward into the into spring market?
So A rates right now have dropped. The alt rates with Excalibur are fairly stable at this moment. We're unsure of what's going to happen, but we're very hopeful and optimistic at Excalibur in regards to what is actually going to transpire for spring market. We're doing whatever we can at this point to keep up, and once everybody starts making a shift, everybody's going to follow suit as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And when we talk about these rates with A-level and B-level lenders, how well do they usually line up with each other, or how well do they change together? Is there usually a pattern there, or are they separate? Like, how does that work?
So it's two separate entities. Right now, there's not a huge difference between the A side and the alternative side, given what happened with our market last year, continuing into this year. Typically, I would say that A lending is significantly lower than alternative. It's fairly standard that way.
Right, yeah. Just because documents are different, the process is different. But I think with B levels, the main benefit is that the whole process is simplified, and there's programs that are available which just would not be possible otherwise, right? Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
That totally makes sense.
And go ahead.
Go ahead.
So, and because of that too, I mean, I know you're not from the mortgage space, right? But some of the programs, like we mentioned, there's a BFS program, right? Business for Self. And a lot of these guys come up to me, and my own clients saying that, I'm a truck driver or I'm an IT professional, right? Can I still get a mortgage? Because, obviously they're T1 generals. It's not an accurate representation of what they're actually earning, right?
Absolutely.
And if you really take a look at their bank statements and you really understand their business in and out, that's what you have to do as a mortgage professional.
Right.
It makes the job easier for these lenders as well, right? And you guys have been great in accommodating us with that. I know I've come to you with a couple of deals for people who own shops, and it's a lot of turnover. And they may be making about 700K gross, but their net might be about 200. Right, so I have to take a lot of expenses off as well, depending on what their business is looking like.
Right.
And Isabel and Sarah, they've been amazing in accommodating that, and even helping me out as a mortgage professional, which I really, really appreciate.
That makes sense,
sure.
Definitely. Yeah. And this also it's very interesting at a time right now where a lot of things that realtors are kind of dealing with at this moment is there are a lot of investors who want to get in the market, and they're trying to make the best off of assignment sales, because there are a lot of people who just aren't able to close on their deals, people who've bought pre-construction especially, and 3 years after construction, they got approved when rates were good. 3 years later, they can't close right now. And so on the buyer side, it's great because they can make the best of these assignment sales. But on the seller side, when they're not able to close, they don't really know where to go. And if they're left with just like a month or 2 months left, and they have a stable income, but it's just a reason of not having someone there to support you, that's where I think you guys can really come in and help out, right?
Absolutely.
They help out a lot in that case. And we talked about this too. It's very hard to qualify right now, because in the past, the qualifying rate was 5.25, right? And now we're looking at rates that are, even with banks, on the variable side, starting in the low sixes, mid sixes, right? And to qualify them, you have to go 2% higher than the contract rate. So instead of 5.25, we're qualifying people at about 8.5%, 8.6%.
Right.
Completely kills their qualification off. I've had clients come up with me with incomes of 150K, great incomes, qualifying for 500K mortgages, 550K mortgages, right? Just because that's just how the market is right now, and that's where B lenders come in. If you have that 20% down, even if you have about 35% down, there's even more products, right? With 65% LTV, there's so many products that can help you with. There's a non-conforming program as well, if you want to speak to that, Subin. But there's a lot of good products, and if you know these products in and out, you can really help your clients out, for sure.
Actually, yeah, let's talk about that. When we talk about products, like, what are we referring to? Like, what is there that's when we talk about
I don't know
products?
that Excalibur has a non-confirming right now.
Nah.
But
Like we do have one, but it's not a traditional non-conforming. It's just slightly extended ratios at a lower LTV.
Interesting.
yeah, I mean, hey, it still helps right now,
Yeah,
especially with
absolutely.
things the way they are. But Isabel, you got some niche products for us that you can kind of touch on, because I know
Yeah.
you guys can separate yourself.
No,
from the
we
competition.
absolutely do. So some of the niches that we offer is a highest rate hold in the industry, right? So it's 120 days for purchases and 90 for refinances.
Yeah, that's great.
We're one of the only lenders in the alt space that offer bridge financing, right? So for those clients that are not closing on the same day and have that gap, we can help them.
Right.
We're actually the only alt lender that offers pre-approvals as well. So that really helps your clients. And that's
Absolutely.
both for owner-occupied and rentals.
Interesting.
Clients who get a mortgage with us actually get their own portal. So they have their own access to seeing their balance. They get to change their payment frequency if they want on their
Very
own,
useful.
do their own prepayment privileges. So that's huge. So brokers have their portal and the clients have their own. So it's at the tips of their fingers. We also have our MasterCard, which is an amazing alternative solution for those clients that have a great first rate mortgage and need to tap into that extra equity. What if they are purchasing an investment property
Right.
and they have one? Leverage that equity, take that from the equity takeout from that property, and use it towards the purchase of another property. So we have that as well.
That's huge. Two
Yeah.
things there. I heard you off camera talking to someone about a pre-approval. So
Yes.
that's I know the calls are coming in for that.
Yeah.
And I can't tell you how many clients, man, I get calling about, how do I check my mortgage online? And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, at B-side, there's no portal, there's no online access. You got to call that 1-800 number, right? But knowing that now with Excalibur,
Yeah.
that's huge. It does help, because they need info that they can't get.
Absolutely.
Now it's at the tip of their fingers.
Yeah, but something that's very unique to First National is actually our graduation program.
Interesting.
So for those A clients that are going alt for now but will want to move to the A side, we have a program specialized for them.
Okay.
So you put them temporarily with Excalibur, and when it's time for maturity, you just submit the deal to the A side, letting them know that you want to do it dollar for dollar and participate in the graduation program.
Okay.
If it qualifies ratios and income-wise, we actually transfer it from Excalibur to the A side at no additional cost to your clients.
At no cost,
So
okay.
First National absorbs the cost of legal fees and appraisal, and the broker gets paid full compensation for it.
Very interesting.
So that's a easy segue and a great selling feature to clients who are having that difficult time understanding why they are paying a lender fee initially when they qualify or should be qualified on the A side. So this way, you explain that there's a 1% lender fee originally, and then after, when you move over, it doesn't cost you anything.
I see.
So that's
Yeah.
great. Like that's
huge.
huge for
That's
us.
huge.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that product existed.
Yeah.
Honestly,
We can definitely, because we have a big pipeline right now. I mean, that's something for us to look into in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get these clients on Schedule A with, keep it in house, keep it within First Nat.
Absolutely.
And if you're waiving the appraisal fees and lender legal
Yeah.
fees as well,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, no, for
fantastic.
sure.
As long as it's dollar for dollar transferred over. We also offer our free home warranty for the first year for all First National clients, right? So whether it's A or alt, and we cover up to $10,000 for the first year if there's any issues with the 5 major elements of the home when they first move in. So
amazing.
those are some nuances and very unique products
Right.
for First National at a whole.
Yeah. See,
So
that's-
Isabel, all those deals that I submitted this year on the B side, okay, I'm gonna use the graduation program.
All right.
I'll give you a call.
I'll hold
after.
you to it.
For sure.